Hey guys, Techman here, also known as Matthew Rivera, and today I'm going to be unboxing, reviewing, setting up the whole nine, this audio interface from XTUGA. And I'm proud to say that this video is sponsored by the company who made this, XTUGA. I think this audio interface is going to be really cool to review because I've never heard of this company before. They came to me with reviewing the microphone isolation shield. You can check the link right there. I did a review and unboxing for. And I'm really excited to review this because it's something that I've never heard a company of, and I'm willing to try other companies' products to see if they're better than like a Behringer or a PreSonus, Yamaha, anything like that. I want to see if they are, different. I'm really excited to unbox this, review it, the whole nine. So let's get started. So here is the front of the box. We have the XTUGA. It's the E-22 model. That's what the audio interface looks like. It does 24-bit, 192 kilohertz. That is bit rate, that's sample rate. Professional high fidelity audio interface. Nothing on there. This gives the specs of the mic inputs and all that. Back here, same thing as the front. Somewhat the same thing as the front. And this shows the back of what everything does. So you can actually use it. You can use a power source right there, and also USB to connect to a computer, which is pretty cool. That's pretty much it for the box. Let's open this up. Okay, so we get this thing right here. And I think, yeah, it's a sheet. And this one is telling you the specs, but also it gives you a diagram with numbers 1 through 22, and it tells you what everything does. This is drivers, so that's pretty cool, and also troubleshoot stuff down here. Okay, this seems to be the USB. This is USB-A to USB type B, so that's pretty cool. Yes, this thing is pretty cool because this is metal, which is nice. It's a metal construction. So here is the front. So we have mic line, input 1 and input 2. These are combo jacks. And then high Z, which when you press this, high Z is the 1/4. You have your game knobs here, and these, to my surprise, don't have those nicks like the PreSonus had. If you watch my review, you can click the link right there. I used to use a PreSonus Audio Box i2, and I replaced that with the UMC 202 HD. And one of my biggest complaints was the knobs on the PreSonus had like that type of motion, and it was annoying, and I couldn't move it freely. And I can tell you that it's a little hard, but I cannot move it with my finger, but that shouldn't be anything. It's very smooth. So we have the gain 1 and gain 2. Same thing for these two corresponding mic 1 and mic 2 inputs. Then we have the peak and signal. The red is peak or clip. Signal is just when you get actual good signal. Same thing for this one. Audio interface 24-bit, 192 kilohertz. As I said, that's bit rate, sample rate. And we have the phones here. This is actually pretty interesting because look what we have here. A 3.5 millimeter or a 1/8, which is really crazy. I've never seen an audio interface have a 3.5 headphone jack, ever. That one is 1/4. So we have the phone knob here that connects to this. And then we have the main. The main connects to the back of the audio interface, and we're going to be looking at right now. So we have where the USB goes, and then we have a power source. And what this button does is that you can actually switch it on and off to see for you to get power to this, or you can just solely use it like this. But you have phantom power, 48 plus 48 volts phantom power. So if you look at this button, you can see that it says mic. Now this goes to these two right here. And usually you want to do mono, press it in, because that's not really stereo. You'll be left and right. That's what usually, if I'm correct in how this routing is with this thing, usually input 1 is L, input 2 is R. This is mic and mic to PC. So if you want to do this, you're going to hear the mic, and then that's open. Then if you want it closed, you're going to hear the mic and the PC at the same time. And then we have PC record. Now, I believe this is what you're seeing from the PC. So the mic and then mic to PC. Of course, you want that in for mic and PC. I will do some experimenting between these two, see if there's a difference. So here, what comes inside the box is pretty simple. There's not a lot of stuff, and it's just very plain and simple. You have the audio interface, the manual, and then the USB. What we're going to do is that I'm going to leave that there, but unplug it, because I routed wires here and it's all zip tied and neat and not all a mess. So I don't want to touch and remove any of these USBs or even that. So I'm just going to remove the USB from there, from the back, and just plug this into the computer and just show you how to set it up. It's actually pretty darn easy. And we're going to look into seeing if we need to install a driver or if it's just plain and simple. And as you can see from the top, it says connected PC settings, Windows, Mac, Windows 7, I believe that's what it is, or above, free driver free installation. You can install ASIO for all if you have special needs. Now, I don't use ASIO for all because I use Voicemeeter Banana, and that sort of acts similar to ASIO for all. Not really, but similarly does. So let's jump right into setting this up. I'm actually quite excited to hear what that sounds like. Okay, so once you set up your entire audio interface where you want it and all that, plug the USB into your computer and let it set up. And you'll have this weird HD microphone, and it's not the name of the actual audio interface. It's just like a name that I guess whoever created the software or whatever inside the audio interface made it that name. And as you can see in the device manager, there is no errors whatsoever. And as I'm looking through this, I'm trying to find the audio interface. And as you can see right here, there's no errors, but I do want to scan for any hardware or device changes or anything like that, and there isn't any. Unlike the UMC202 HD and the PreSonus Audio Box i2, you have to have a driver when you're using Windows. When you plug this into a Mac, you don't need any type of driver for the Behringer and the PreSonus. As of right now, you can probably hear me. I sound really different, and it's because I actually have filters here. So let me turn all of these off, and you'll see and hear the raw audio of what it is being recorded into OBS. This is what I sound like, and this is what usually, if I record a gaming video or a voiceover, this is what I usually sound like. But with it off, I sound like this. I don't know if there's a difference. I don't know if it's going to change anything, but that's what I actually sound like. And it's actually pretty cool because if you look on the audio interface over here, that every single time I talk, you will see a signal, and then you can see that the dial here is at probably 12 o'clock, and it's pretty loud. If I hit peak right now, I'm going to clap my hands. I'm going to turn down the volume in post for you not to, get your ears blown out. See, it peaked just a little bit, and you can see that red light under peak. Honestly, this thing is actually pretty darn cool. I am very freaking surprised. And I can tell you right now, there is literally no latency from that to here. And I want to stay quiet for a second with the whatever dB I raised it in Premiere Pro, and I want you to stay quiet, and I want you to hear my room, because right in front of me is my computer and its fans are running, so that's pretty noisy in itself. Not that loud, but you can probably noticeably hear a white noise or some kind of noise. So let me be silent and you will hear what I mean. But it's not that bad, honestly. It's also worth mentioning that the USB is quite small, probably a 3 foot, maybe 3.5 to 4 foot. If you are reaching a long distance from your computer to that, you have to get a bigger one. If you have one lying around, that would be awesome. Also, this is a MXL 990. This was like my go-to microphone for years, and I still love it, still use it. I used to use a PreSonus M7 and then also a Toner BM700. Both of them are pretty much crap. Now, I think it's worth mentioning that I'm hearing myself because of these buttons back here. Now, if you look, the headphone picture with the mic and mic PC, that's pressed in right now. You can hear myself with that because it says mic and PC. But if I press it off, I can't really hear myself. It's not completely gone because I can still hear myself through my headphones, but it's very slight. I don't know if there's a difference between all these buttons that say mic and PC that when you press the buttons on or off, you probably won't be able to hear what's coming through and what's going into this audio interface. So for me to test that, I'm going to go back to Google. As I said before, this button is pressed out, I think it is, and I can hear myself through my headphones, but it's barely anything. Here's the thing, I have something playing on my PC right now. I don't know if you can see it, but when I press the headphone for here, in, I can hear myself louder, and I can also hear the audio that's being played. Now pausing that, this thing is much louder, so I need to turn this headphone thing down. So it'll be nice and decent. Now I don't know if there's a difference between this PC record thing, because when I press it right now, I can't hear myself. I can still hear it like before when this is pressed out, barely. But when I press music or play music, I can hear the music. And switching between on and off with this button, you can hear the slight difference with music playing as well. It goes down just a little bit, then when you press it off or it's fully out, you can hear the difference. So if you do get this, I would recommend keeping PC Rec open so it's on mic, and then the headphone on mic and mic PC, because I tried flipping them between the two and you can't hear whatever's playing on your computer. Now the big question is, do I recommend this to someone? Heck yes. Honestly, that's not even a question. Do I recommend it to someone? Heck yeah, because it's only $69. It's just $70. I paid $90 for the UMC 202 HD. I think this is a bang for your buck for sure if you're starting out and you want to get started into YouTube, podcast, doing gaming videos, recording with OBS, pretty much anything, honestly. I like how XTUGA used different types of things, and you can actually customize your input or your output with the buttons on the back. And the best part is that direct monitoring is still there. It's like you can't get rid of it. There are pros and cons with how I like this. Honestly, if you like what you're seeing here, how it sounds, and the price point, and you're hearing yourself through your headphones and all that constantly, this is for you. But honestly, for my application, this isn't for me. Why it's not for me, first of all, is because I already have an audio interface. I would be storing this, and I'll let probably one of my family members use this. But what I don't like is the constant direct monitoring that you get. And I know you can turn down the dial and completely turn it off, and you can place the microphone, even unplug the microphone, and it still wouldn't make a difference because you just unplug the microphone and there's no direct monitoring. But if I want to keep my level up, as I usually do when doing voiceovers or gaming videos, I want to keep the dial there straight and don't want to fluctuate it and just keep it there. I don't have a problem with that because I can't hear myself. On the 202 HD, I have to press a button, and I can press direct monitoring button and I can hear myself, and then I can toggle it off and I don't hear myself anymore. That's probably one of the main reasons why I wouldn't use this. Also, what I do like about this is you don't have to worry about a 1/4 and carrying it around constantly. You just can plug in your regular use headphones, earbuds, pretty much anything. This is probably one of the best price to performance type of audio interface, honestly. You can hear it in this MXL 990 is not a cheap microphone. And honestly, if you are getting this, I would assume you're going to be using a condenser, but that might be wrong as well. I would use this if I'm doing something live, like if I have to do a project that's outside of my house. I have this available and I can connect it to a computer or something and have like a long 3.5mm extension. And if I'm far away from it, I can actually just direct monitor it from the audio interface. But for regular use, for my Windows computer or for my Mac, no, I would not use it for my use only because I don't like that constant direct monitoring type thing. But overall, I really like this. I would personally use it if they didn't have that direct monitoring and they had an option to turn that off. That's the only reason why I would not use it. My point is workflow, and I'm not like being biased because I have Behringer stuff from the 404 and the 202 HDs, both of them. I'm not being biased because of them. I'm sort of being in the workflow of everything, how I like my workflow being. I like my workflow being completely straight and easy instead of diverting off of it almost. This is diverting off of it because if I'm done recording, like, okay, see you later, end the Discord call, close out everything, I will have to turn down the volume and move the microphone away, which is, I move the microphone away usually. But if I have my audio interface, the 202, I can literally set this right now, set it like that, and I can just leave it because I don't hear my voice or this microphone at all. And I can just listen to YouTube, I can listen to everything, and the microphone won't be an issue, me hearing it. As you can tell, sort of my desk is a little messy because I've been doing stuff for YouTube, but honestly it's very clean and clear and I know where everything is, and it's sort of close to each other and very easy to grab. And that is just workflow, honestly. It's workflow to make everything easier instead of reaching across here, reaching across there, have to get up to get something. It's just very tight and together, and that's all it is. It's just workflow. Have you subscribed yet? If not, what are you doing? You should. When you subscribe, there is something called a notification bell, and when you press that, you will get notified whenever I upload a video like this or any type of video. I also have a vlogging and gaming channel. The links will be in the description box below, and you can check it out at the last 20 seconds of this video. I also found out that 98% of people who watch my videos and visit my channel are not subscribed, so go ahead and support the channel. Hit that subscribe button. I'll definitely appreciate it. Honestly, yes, I would recommend this audio interface for anyone that is starting out. It's a really good sounding audio interface, as you can see, and it's pretty cheap. And you get 2 inputs, and they're both not just regular XLR, they're combo jack. But I think that's pretty much it. If you do have any comments, questions, concerns, comment down below. I will try to answer them the best I could. If you want to check out my previous video, click right here or click at the end of this video, the last 20 seconds. And I want to give a huge shout out to this video's sponsor, XTUGA, for sponsoring today's video. I've really enjoyed working with them for the past 2 videos. They are amazing and their products are absolutely bomb. And honestly, their prices for everything they got is pretty cool. I looked through their catalog of things and I'm pretty impressed of considering how other products are like really expensive. And honestly, I feel like with this performance of this audio interface, I feel like their other products beat the higher end products. Honestly, I really do think that. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and this is the Techman signing off. See you later, guys.